Good morning! Rhyncholaelia Aristocrat is all bloomed out. I could not be happier with this flower. Yes, yes, it's only one, but oh, what a flower! It is enormous. Look how huge. And I love the color. I love how it kind of tilts its head to the side a little bit. And the fragrance at night is powerful, citrus, soapy, and I find it just spellbinding. I really love it. It is such a cool one. Um, I found out earlier this week that one of the parents, Rhyncholaelia Digbyana, is the national flower of Honduras, which is super cool. I think I might actually take it to school next week and show my students. I have at least one student from Honduras, so he might be interested to see that. Anyway, we are going to jump back in the tent and see what else is going on this third week of January 2024. We've had a very cold start to the year here in Colorado. And supposed to be warming up a little bit next week, but still lots of things going on in the tent. Guess right here in our faces we can look at Cygnocia's Bronze Vixen is opening up its second set of flowers of the season. And those will be open soon. Really impressed that this plant was able to put out a full spike of 7 flowers, and then a couple months later here's 7 more. The plant itself has lost all of its leaves, so it's definitely an interesting thing. I think there's still a couple leaves here and there, but for the most part, actually, I think this might be the very last Catasetinae leaf. And this is one of the new Cooperies that I got this year. This is the new Coopery that I got this year. Everything else is dropped at leaves, I think. It's leaves. And true to form, they're not wasting any time. This Coopery actually back here, if I can pull it out without tearing anything up, has already got new growth. Pushing. Which it's just the same timing as last year. So, of course, the medium is completely dry, and it will not get any water probably for a couple of months, at least. Probably until those new roots reach the bottom of the pot. So I gotta be careful here. Okay. Let's see. As I mentioned last week, the bulbophyllums are really putting out lots of new growth, lots of new leaves on these guys. This one back here especially has been putting out a lot. Trying to water them more, trying to get in here and water more often. This is Hal, Bulbophyllum echinolabium, and Hal's newest bulb is busting out of the sheath down there. And at the beginning of the week, I will fill this tray up all the way with water, and by the end of the week it's all gone. So Hal's very thirsty. Okay, we've got our very cute little Dendrochilum tenellum, and its tiny little flowers are in full bloom now. Really, really cute. No fragrance that I can detect, but really, really nice little thing to have this time of year. Mormodia Jumbo World still has a spike of flowers. Looking good. Does probably have a few days left in them. Clowesia Rebecca Northen is done. This is the clone that I call Aurora. I did a little experiment. Clowesia reproductive parts, especially the stigmatic cavity, is kind of hard to find. It's like a little slit. And so just as an experiment, I took some pollen out of this plant and I put it over in my Rebecca Northen Mikabi. And I didn't even know if I didn't even know if I had found the right place to put the pollen, but something's happened because that looks like that looks like something's happened. So that'd be actually great. Aurora has really, really nice long spikes, and Mikabi has beautiful flowers. So it'd be wonderful if I could get a seed pod of second generation Rebecca Northen from those two plants. It could be really cool. Unfortunately, the second spike on Mikabi that I was looking forward to has decided that it's not going to push those flowers after all. They're all kind of turning pinkish and shriveling up. So it looks like no more flowers this year for Mikabi. We just got the one, but we did get something interesting out of it. There's lots of growth starting to happen. My Cattleya rexes are pushing new growth. There's little buds of new growth all over this plant. I've counted 4 or 5 already. With any luck, they'll all bloom at the same time, but what I find is that they tend to bloom here and there and not all at the same time. So got some new growth over here in my Dowianas. This is Dowiana Excelente. Again, I've been trying to water them more often, and the growth seems to be looking better since I've pushed that water out a little bit more. Man, just changing the direction of the fan really has totally transformed the humidity and the watering frequency of the tent. It's pretty amazing. I'm actually thinking about setting the timer so that the fan turns off, like maybe every 2 hours it turns off for an hour or something like that, so that it's not constantly blasting all the humidity away. My Nepenthes, I've continued to spray them with water. Just soak the leaves every day, spray them with a good stream of water there, and they seem to be, I don't know, if there are still mites in here, I'm not seeing any major damage, so that's good. I'm not seeing any evidence. I haven't done the cotton swab test this week, but just going to keep managing that and plan to get some predatory mites in a couple months when it warms up. Still very excited about these. In nature, this would be a Nepenthes quinobaluensis. This is Raja bivallosa, horticulturally made by Jeff Schaefer here in Colorado, and got 8 of them. You can see the tiny little pictures already pushing out, and that's super cool. I hope I can keep those happy and get those growing. If I'm lucky, about a year from now, they should look something like this. This is Raja by Edwardsiana. And then maybe in another year after that, they'll get a little bit bigger. And then, I don't know, I think we're looking at probably 4 or 5 years to get something this big. But as you know, orchids have taught me great patience, so that doesn't even seem like that long, really, to take a plant from seed. This is the crew of Cattleya rexes that I got from Periflora back in 2021, and they're in that awkward teenage stage, but they are starting to push out bigger and bigger leaves with pseudobulbs. This one's the largest so far, but a lot of them are pushing large new growth, so that's exciting. And hopefully, oh yeah, there's a nice leaf back here hiding. So we're getting there. 2 or 3 years from first blooms on these, maybe. Just have to keep that consistent condition up. And then we have Dowiana rosita here. Looks like it's pushing a new growth. That's exciting. Don't expect any flowers on that this year. I would think 1 or 2 more leaves before it thinks about flowering. So maybe next year if we're lucky. Another Cattleya seedling I think could possibly bloom this year is this Cattleya hardiana. The leaves are quite large, not adult-sized quite yet, but I'm hopeful that it put out a side growth this past year, so now it's got 2 growing points. So with any luck, it will push out a large leaf with even one flower would be nice. As the spring pushes forward, I am starting to think about having a spring sale. So there's a lot of Cattleya in here that I am willing to part with. I have 2 clones of my Maxima Cerulean. I have this Labiata that bloomed back in November. I'm going to be selling that. I have a smaller sibling of this same Labiata down here. I want to sell that. I've got a Triony I want to sell. I've got a clone of Triony AC Burridge I'd like to sell as well. I've got several Catasetinae I want to sell. I want to sell all of this plant, either broken up into pieces or all together. And I just need to get rid of some of the larger Cattleya so to make room for all the little seedlings that are coming up. And there's more going to be coming in this year as well. So swimming in seedlings. I'm not sure about the Nepenthes. Well, right now they're not in any condition to sell anyway, but once I get them all cleaned up and happy again, I might be thinking about parting with those 2 as well. Just need some space. And the Stenophila also I might have to get rid of. It's getting big fast. So that's coming up. And I think that's about all I have to share with you today. Thanks for stopping by just to check on my green pets. And we'll see you next week. Have a good one. Bye.